Today we discuss the IPv6 or IPNG. IPNG stand for the IP for the next generations. The content we will study: limitation of the IPv4, key feature of the IPv6, how we can represent the IPv6 address, frame format of the IPv6, transition strategy for the IPv6. So first to discuss the limitation of the IPv4. Despite all short-term solution in the IPv4 such as classless addressing, DSCP, DSCP stands for the Dynamic Host Configure Protocols, and NAT, NAT stands for the Network Address Translation, address depletion is still long-term problem for the internets. So in the IPv4 we have the limited address space. So total number of address we have to the power 32. It has a lack of real-time audio as well as the video transmission support. It has no provisioning for the encryption and the authentication of the data. So these limitations motivate the researcher switch from the IPv4 to the IPv6, or we say the IPNG. Key feature of the IPv6 or IPNG. An IPv6 address is a 128-bit address, that is also known as the 16-byte long address. IPv6 has a much longer address space, that is to the power 128-bit addresses. It has a large address space to the power 96 than the IPv4. IPv6 having the better header format to provide the efficient routing. Support for the resource allocations. It has the support for the resource allocation for the real-time audio as well as the video communications. Support for the more security to provide confidentiality and integrity of the packets. IPv6 address. So we can represent the IPv6 address in the two forms, binary form as well as the hexadecimal forms. So in the binary form we can represent the address in the form of 0 and the 1s. In the hexadecimal number, each 16 byte is separated by the colons, and these 16 byte is represented by the hexadecimal numbers. So first address we can read FDEC colon 0074 colon triple 4 zeros colon 40 colon 40 colons B0FF 4 zeros and the 4 Fs. So we can represent these addresses by the more abbreviated forms. Conjugative 0, continuous 0 we can replace by the single zeros, and if we have the continuous zeros we can more abbreviated the address by putting the double colons. So this is the this form we can represent one time in the IPv6 address. Reserve address in the IPv6. So first address is the unspecified address, which comprises the 128 zeros. This address is specified to the host which does not know their IP address. Second address is the 8 bits 8 zeros and the 119 zeros, and the last bit is the 1. This address is known as the loopback address. This address is used to check the functionality of the TCP in the particular computer systems. Similar address we can use in the IPv4 also. That address is known as the 127.0.0.1, that is also known as the loopback address in the IPv4. Next is the compatible address. This address is used while the sender and the receiver will use the IPv6 addressing modes. Mapped address. This address is used when sender is using the IPv6 and the receiver is still using the IPv4. IPv6 datagram header and the payloads. In the IPv6 we have the 40 bytes base headers and up to 6553 bytes payload length. So we here we say that IPv6 having the 40 bytes base header, and the payload comprises the two things: data from the upper layers as well as the extension headers, having the maximum size is 6553 bytes. Now we discuss the frame format for the IPv6 datagrams. So here each row is 4 bytes. So first field is version, which is a 4-bit field. This field specifies the version of the IP, which version we are using. For the version 6, this comprises the 0110, which is 6 in the decimal. Second 4-bit field is the priority bits. This bit defines the priority of the packet with respect to the traffic congestions. So here in the IPv6 we have the facility to define the different traffic to the priority of the different traffics. So if the congestion will be occur, we can drop, or we can say we can drop the packet having the lower priorities. So priority for the congestion control traffic, when the source adapts itself to the traffic slowdown, when there is a congestion, the traffic is referred to the congestion control traffic. 0 having the lower priority and the 7 having the higher priority. So 0 is assigned for the no specific traffic and 7 is assigned for the controlled traffic and 6 is assigned to the interactive traffics. Second is the priority for the non-congestion control traffic. It refers to type of traffic that expect minimum delay. Discarding of packet is not desirable. Retransmission in the most cases is impossible. Real-time audio as well as the video are the example of this type of traffic. So here we have the priority from the 8 to the 15th. Flow label. The flow label is a 3-byte field which comprises the 24-bit field that is designed to provide special handling for a particular flow of the data. Next is the payload length. This is a 2-byte payload length field. Define the length of the IP datagram excluding the base header. So here in the IPv6 the payload length is the 2 to the power 60, that is equal to the 65536. Next is the next header. The next header is a 8-bit field. Define the header that follow these base header in the datagram. So these are the next headers. So this is the code assigned for the next headers. 0 is assigned for the hop by hop options. 2 is assigned for the ICMP. 50 is assigned for the encapsulation security payloads. 51 is assigned for the authentications, and the 60 is assigned for the destination options. Hop limit. This 8-bit field, hop limit field, serve the same purpose as the TTL field in the IPv4. Source address. The source address field is a 16-byte field, that is the 128-bit field, that is the internet address that is define the original source of the datagram. Similar, we have the 128-bit address for the destination of the datagrams. So total address is 4 byte, 4 byte, 4 byte, 16 byte plus 16 bytes. So the base header is the 40 bytes header in the IPv6. Transition from the IPv4 to the IPv6. It takes a considerable amount of time before every system in the internet can be moved from the IPv4 to the IPv6. So we have the 3 type of transition strategies: dual stack, tunneling, and the header translations. In the dual stack, our TCP protocol will provide both the facility or IPv4 addressing as well as the IPv6 addressing. In the tunneling techniques, our host will use the IPv6 address. Our destination is also using the IPv6 address. In between, we have a certain number of networks which will use the IPv4 regions. So here we are finding that where the first router of the IPv4 regions that will perform the encapsulations. Encapsulation means it will add the one header more over the IPv6 header. So we have the header is IPv4 headers, IPv6 headers and the payload headers. And the last router of the IPv4 that will perform the decapsulation. Decapsulation means it will remove the IPv4 headers and data payload plus the IPv6 header is we will transmit the last router to the host that is also using the IPv6 addressing. Next is the header translations. In the header translations, our source will use the IPv6 addressing, our destination will use the IPv4 addressing, and all the networks between the IPv6 to the IPv4 will use the IPv6 addressing. So here the last router which is connected to the IPv6 addressing as well as the IPv4 addressing, which will perform the header translation done, and it will perform the encapsulations so that data or we say payload and the IPv4 header is transmitted to the IPv destination host. Thank you. For this lecture, we are following the book Data Communication and Computer Network by the Frozen.